Penetration is happening in the markets. What? Bitcoin and digital assets are penetrating Wall Street, and they love it. And people are going to make a lot of money. What does that mean? What am I on? I'll talk about that in a second here as Donald Trump signs in a massive, foolish executive order. We have the Ripple case is finally over, I think. It should be over. They both, the SEC and Ripple, signed a letter to dismiss the appeal, to drop all the appeals. We want to be done and over with. We want to wipe our hands after and be done with it. So we're going to talk about that. Also, Coinbase is going fully decentralized in some way. We'll talk about what that means for you if you're a Coinbase holder, or excuse me, if you have a Coinbase account, and for all the normies who maybe haven't traded in the very, very depths of meme coins or AI agents and what that could mean for altcoins. We're going to talk about that. Chainlink introduces a Chainlink reserve. What does that mean for the Link token? It's pumping. We'll talk about that and much, much more on today's episode of Sin City Crypto. Let's go.
Hola! Is your boy Big Rob back in the house? Welcome to Sin City White Shirt Crypto, where we take old, boring, and stale information and we repackage it all up in a fun, sexy Elvis, Frank Sinatra, the Rat Pack, mob, museum kind of way. You know what? What a better city to be in than Las Vegas. There's so much going on here. You know, we have a hackers convention in town right now. We have friends of the channel that came by and recorded yesterday. It's all top secret if you know what we're talking about. Cool. But a lot going on here in studio. And what a time to be alive, because Bitcoin at 116, almost 117, almost at all-time highs. You know, if you watched the show on Wednesday, I said, David, I think we're going to get to 117, maybe 116 by Friday.
You said 119.
Then I said on the weekend, over the weekend, we would get up to 120, 119. Then I said Monday morning, we would walk in to be 121.
Yeah. Oh, you for sure went through that detail to explain that.
Don't make me pull up the receipts.
For sure. Also, I want to give a big shout out to Ashley, who's the only employee who, as soon as she clocks in, takes a break. So shout out to you, Ashley. Thank you so much.
Do we have an Ashley camera?
Appreciate. She looks very happy to be here.
She does.
Although typically today's her day off from the studio.
No,
oh yeah, there she is doing nothing. Oh, there she is. Hi, Ashley. How was your snack? Was it good? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. We're so happy, you guys. All right.
We also on Thursdays do Ashley's crypto confessional. So can we get what's the email for that? We're gonna put it in the chat. She's gonna put it in the chat.
Gotta finish your snack first, though.
We've had a lackluster amount of emails come in. So if you have some embarrassing or fun stories regarding crypto or not crypto, just email that to cryptoconfessionals00@gmail.com.
You would get the email wrong. It's not confessionals.
cryptoconfessions00@gmail.com.
How do you know it's not OO?
Cryptoconfessions circle@gmail.com. And
just copy paste it from the chat. Jesus Christ. Okay. Rob.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the penetration, my friend. This is big. All jokes aside, this is pretty big. Crypto czar David Sachs said the executive orders President Trump signed today will give 90 million Americans access to crypto. Access to crypto. Here is the whitehouse.gov paper democratizing access to alternative assets for 401k investors. Okay? By authority vested in me as a president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, unless I'm running for a third term, it is hereby ordered. Section 1, purpose. So, okay, I'm not going to read this whole thing. It's pretty much saying that, hey, over years, only certain individuals, affluent people, people with X amount of money can participate in the more lucrative investment strategies and opportunities. Well, now we're leveling the playing field. We're going to give every person who's got a 401k account, whether that's a government pension fund, a state pension fund, from your job, whatever, again, 90 million Americans.
For a total of $8.7 trillion is the totality in value across all 401ks. Yeah. So how much of that?
You know, these are interruptions I actually like. You interrupt me with some actual like facts, information that's useful, not garbage. So thank you very much. Interrupt me like that as much as you like.
I'm here for your research, analytics, and facts.
Okay, you took it too far. Let's pull back a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you. So 401k's, 90 million Americans, 8.1 trillion, 8.7 trillion.
$8.7 trillion.
$8.7 trillion.
As of March 31st, 2025.
As of March 31st, 2025, will now have access to digital assets. Now, I did do a Hedera video this morning. I gave an update on the HBAR ETF timeline, so you're going to have to go watch that. And I did a little price prediction on that as well. But, Rob, as of right now, we have Bitcoin, ETH, and like a large cap fund from Grayscale. We're going to have XRP. We're going to have HBAR. We're going to have Chainlink. We're going to have probably Algorand. What am I missing? Solana. A bunch of them. And so we are, this is pretty big, man. I don't know. What are your thoughts? And then I think I have one more thing on this topic I want to share. Actually, I'll get your thoughts and I'll share what this one guy said.
Well, I mean, on one end, you have the amount of value, which is the $8.7 trillion having access to invest into Bitcoin. I wouldn't expect a giant flood. I'm not expecting that your boomers are over here saying, I want my Bitcoin, roll it over right now. That's not going to happen. I'm sure there might be a couple people or small percentage that will say, hey, you know what? I just heard that Bitcoin is available for my 401k. Let me get some. That'll happen, but to a small degree. Not anything that's going to shock the markets. But what I think it is more of a signal that the U.S. here is not playing around when it comes to crypto, right? The president of the United States, the head of our government, has said, look, as part of your retirement strategy, I feel like not only is it a good idea to have Bitcoin, but I'm going to encourage you to buy. And so that across the board on everything, right? The U.S. is buying Bitcoin. I think they've already bought Bitcoin, but if they haven't, they are probably going through the process of buying it. They're holding the Bitcoin that they hold, or one of the largest wallets. I think it's, was it third largest wallet?
Who that?
United States.
Overall or governments?
Overall. I know they're the largest government holding. Either way, it's in the top 10. I think it's number 3. I don't know. I haven't looked at the list yet, but they have 200,000 Bitcoin. And you know what? If that's the case, then you have one of the largest wallets, the U.S. You also have United States coming in, buying Bitcoin, or at least they will. And then on top of that, we're encouraging individuals to
Bitcoin's seen a rally. Gino, let's take a peek. Bitcoin's seen a rally. 116.6.
Oh, my gosh.
Now, you got to go full screen. People got to see full screen on this. Thank you very much. 116.683. Now, Rob, Bitcoin was above 117. I think it was getting to 118, but I think the story here, Rob, Ethereum over $4,000, my friend.
What a breakout. Now, we've talked about it time and time again. The altcoin season is coming. Now, there's been two theories here. One, altcoin season comes with what we've seen historically, which has been Ethereum taking the lead, Ethereum outperforming Bitcoin, and then the rest of the altcoins follow, and you get that trickle-down effect from Bitcoin rallying, breaking new all-time highs, then it's Ethereum's turn, then it's everyone else's turn. That is historically what's happened, and we're seeing that. And if ETH starts breaking all-time highs, we see that $5,000, $6,000 ETH, there is no doubt in my mind that we get that prototypical altcoin season where everyone's happy, everyone's making money, and you're seeing that giant green number on your portfolio, and you decide not to sell, and then you hold it all the way round trip. But let's not talk about timelines. But what we are going to talk about is the fact that alts are going to rally. We're going to make some money. Now, what I did think was going to happen was perhaps altcoin season would happen. However, ETH wasn't going to have the prototypical previous rallies that it had in previous bull markets. And so could we have seen altcoins rally and ETH only get to that $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 mark? Maybe. I thought it's in the realm of possibility. I think it's about 50-50. But no matter what, if ETH breaks all-time highs and ETH gets to that $10,000, $15,000 Ethereum, then It's going to be a glorious altcoin season no matter what. That's a guarantee in my book. If you see a $15,000 Ethereum, don't you think that primarily all the alts kind of massively pump, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be some exceptions, just like last bull market. You know, your Dash or even Litecoin, a handful of other projects that just kind of fell out of favor, didn't really perform well. But ultimately, you could have just thrown a dart at the top 100 board and pretty much made money, right?
Rob,
if you would have thrown 5 darts, you might have missed out on 1, but 4 of them would have made you a killing. I think that's what's coming around the corner.
You look like the kind of guy that throws 5 darts out at one time.
5 darts?
Yeah, just have
You only throw 3. You only throw 3 darts. 3 darts per turn, brother.
No, I'm saying at one time in your hand. You have 5 darts in your hand.
But why would you throw 5 darts?
Exactly. That's what you do. That's my point.
You don't even have 5 darts as a throw.
You're a strange person.
That's like saying, like, you look like the guy that hits 2 tennis balls with one racket.
Zero joke, bro. You just...
It's a bad joke.
It's the white shirt with the protruding nipples. Okay, when I say QT, do we have an enhanced zoom function? Fair enough. I don't want to see it either. When I say QT, Robin, what do you think of?
You called me a cutie.
Exactly.
Right,
that I knew you were going to say that.
Is.
Also,
yeah, boy, look.
Also,
yeah. Woo!
What is that?
My co-host said,
anyway,
I'm a cutie.
How
you doing? The white shirt got your ass.
Also, if you show your mouth, QT is also quantitative tightening.
Oh.
There's another QT, Rob.
What's that?
A quadruple top.
Quadruple top. Huh?
Gina, pull up my laptop, girl. Ethereum is quadruple topping. 1, 2, 3, currently 4. Every time Ethereum failed to stay above this level of $4,000, first time dipped 30%. The second time dipped 45%. The third time, Robin, it went down 65%. What will happen this time? All of this has been between now or between March of 2024 and now. So technically in a bull market, correct?
Yes. So we've seen this move over and over again in a bull market. We're not talking about the downswings of a bear market. That's correct?
Correct.
All right.
So what are your thoughts on what ETH does here? Do you think this is 4th time's a charm here, that we do break out and stay above the 4,000?
I don't know if 4th time's a charm, but just from a charting and just likelihood standpoint, the more times you go and test a resistance or even support, the more times you test it, the more the likelihood it is that you're going to have a breakout the next time, right? And so if it's the first time you get to a certain number, let's just say Bitcoin gets to 150,000. It's the first time it gets there. It's going to be hard for it to break above 150,000. It's a big psychological number. Same thing with ETH here. Once it gets to 4,000, big psychological number, it's going to be hard for it to break through. But now, each time that you hit that number, the likelihood of breaking through and going up and beyond into price discovery is that much more likely. And so is 4th time the charm? I think yes. I think that we are in an environment where Bitcoin is massively outproduced Ethereum. Now, remember, the last time Bitcoin, if you take away this bull market, was at $4,000 was back in 2021. It's a long time ago. At that period in time, at that snapshot, when was the first time that ETH broke into the $4,000 mark, David? If you want to pull that up.
The very first time?
Yeah, the very first time. It should have been in 2021. I think it was, I would say September 2021?
May?
No. Okay. Was it?
May.
Okay. So May 2021, ETH broke $4,000 for the first time. What was the price of Bitcoin at that moment? It was more than likely around $50,000, I think. Right? That was the first time it hit the first top. So
May of 21?
Mm-hmm.
May of 21, Bitcoin was at, give me 1 second. Bitcoin was at 46,000.
So 46,000. So,
but Bitcoin was on in the midst of a pullback. It had gotten up to 63,000 in April, and then it was pulling back, and then getting ready for that second rally to new all-time highs, as you can see here.
So think about this. $45,000 Bitcoin. Currently, Bitcoin is at 100 and just shy of 120. So you're talking about almost a 3x in Bitcoin's price since ETH broke into $4,000. So Bitcoin is almost 3 times performed ETH's performance since then. And there's a big price gap there. And so there's a lot of catching up to do. So if you believe that the alts will outperform Bitcoin and Bitcoin will lose its dominance, as it has cycle and cycle before, if you believe that the alts will outperform Bitcoin, then you have to believe that that gap will be filled.
I believe I can fly.
So what is the gap? Roughly a 3x. And so what I would expect would be, if you think alts are going to outperform Bitcoin, Bitcoin dominance goes down within the next 90 days, you should see ETH 3x, $12,000. Do you think that'll happen?
I don't know, Robin. What do you think? I've been the guy that's pounding the drum on ETH this whole time. Like, you've been saying it's not even going to get to $8,000. The answer is yes. Thank you very much. Now, before we move on, want to listen to Mr. Novogratz from Galaxy Digital. And he's talking about giving his thoughts on the 401k executive order. Let's take a listen.
You know, bull market. Enjoy it while it lasts. Never does. You know, we're in a bull market.
Wow.
Trump last night came out and talked about crypto assets being eligible for 401k's. I mean, that's a monster pool of capital. And what we're just seeing is through these treasury companies, through all kinds of different avenues, the aperture of being able to buy crypto being widened and widened and widened. More avenues bringing people into the tent. I think one of the things that I actually didn't even comprehend is these treasury companies have done so well. The public equity markets are so much bigger than what the crypto markets were. And so as we're really broadening our reach through public equities into our asset class, you're just seeing tons of money pour in.
All right. Now, before we get into the talk, I do want to give a big thank you. Today's show is brought to you by our favorite social gaming casino in the entire world, Stake.us. Now, those of you that joined me on Sunday, I did do a live poker tournament. We were crushing the competition. And then I was on a time crunch, and my kid had a finals for futsal, and I had to go. So an all in every hand. But you didn't have to do what I did. If you like playing poker, there's sit-and-go tournaments. There's ring games where you can just sit down with a specific amount and leave whenever you want. And there's also larger tournaments and free rolls. What does that mean? Well, you enter for free, and, well, you can win some free stake cash or gold coins. We have that, and then they have also other games on there, slots. They have table games. So a lot of fun. Of course, it's for fun purposes, social gaming. And so if you do end up winning some free stake cash, you can redeem that for crypto. And then, well, you can do whatever you want with it. So use the link in the description. Create an account with Stake. Big thank you to them for being our channel sponsor. Rob, let's say money starts flowing in from the 401k's into digital assets, right? You think we're going to see another mini cycle within a cycle to where we see the same thing play out over again? Everyone dips their toes with Bitcoin. And then 6 months later, they want to expand and they go to Ethereum. And then they expand. So like a mini cycle within the larger cycle. With the 401k.
But that's always happened up until this point.
But usually everything's been collective, correct? Now we have treasury companies. They start at Bitcoin and work their way down. We've had ETFs start at the top, work their way down. Now we have 401k's.
So the question realistically is, will institutions, retirement funds, and Wall Street, will they act in the same way that retail has historically and say, hey, I have exposure to Bitcoin. I've made some money. Let me take profits off the table, or at least let me take some capital I have on the side and try out some alts. If they do that, then the answer is yes. If Wall Street, institutions, retirees, if they say, hey, you know what, Bitcoin is the only thing I trust, altcoins, I don't want exposure to it, then that doesn't happen. And you don't get that prototypical altcoin cycle, or a mini cycle within a cycle. You won't get it. So that's really the hypothesis here is, will you get an altcoin season off the fact that Wall Street says, hey, I'm crushing it with Bitcoin. What's this ETF on ETH all about? What's the ETF of Avalanche about? I see this Cardano as a crypto. There's a lot of buzz about that one. Like, that's the question we all want to know. And honestly, I can see it going both ways, because you have seasoned investors that are not as likely to take risk in the same way that retail will. But then you ask yourself, historically, who has been the people that have taken the most risk? And you could say it's been Wall Street. They're the ones that say, hey, like, you know what? We have this housing market. It's never going to collapse. I'm just going to keep reinvesting. And you know what? Let's just package up all the mortgages and sell them in big group. Like, if there's anybody that has taken more risk than anyone, it's been Wall Street and institutions. They've just gotten arrogant and think that they're indestructible.
Let me ask you a question.
So I'm 50-50 to answer, to just throw in there. About 50-50. I don't know. I don't know if institutions get into alts.
I think they will.
I know retail will.
I think they will. They're degenerates like we are.
I think so.
Yeah. I think it'll take longer, though.
But I don't think they'll go down the market cap list the same way retail does.
Correct.
So I think
they're not going to go buy
exact
dog with nipple.
Yeah. But they will buy Cardano, Hedera,
yes, exactly.
Avalanche.
And that's why we say this is the cycle of quality. Anyways.
Oh, okay.
There's
Ooh,
one
I like that.
There's one DEX that you talk about all the time that
Jupiter?
you're pretty bullish on. No. It's a DEX on base.
Yeah. Everything.
Yeah. Go ahead and pull up CoinMarketCap and go to the top 24 gainers. Got to give my boys some credit over here. You know, we always clown on each other, but
This
we give credit.
Fallen out of the top 100 repeatedly, up 31% on the day, 35% on the week. This is
I think that's what 2x above the next one, almost.
Yeah, and you know, it's still at number 85 on the market cap list. You know, it's like this. Where is the buzz? Where are people hanging out at? And then just touch the most used product there and get it. I am the most used product. Get off.
Exactly. That's why I touched.
And so you just find out what's the most used product and then attack, right? If you were to say, like, you know what? I believe in Apple, right? Let's just get in a time machine. We get in a time machine. We're like, hey, this iPhone thing is pretty damn popular. What is the most downloaded app on iPhone? And if you were to say, you know what, it's Google or it's Uber or whatever it is, and you were to say at that point, like, you know what, this iPhone thing, it's growing. Everyone's interested in it. Everyone's using it. Or maybe it's Samsung, whatever it is. And then you're like, what's the number one app on there? And if you just attacked that thing, you would crush it a lot more than you would the initial product. Now, you don't want to be in there forever, right? What would be a better investment? Would it be Plants vs. Zombies on Samsung, which did very well? I'm pretty sure if you would have invested in Plants vs. Zombies, that studio, whoever the developer was, initially, as soon as it started catching traction, you probably would have crushed it. But you would have underperformed iPhone or Samsung over the long term because nobody's playing that damn game anymore. But the same thing is said here.
PopCap games.
You know, you say the same thing here. You're like, what is trending? Well, it's Coinbase. It's the base ecosystem. Everyone's using it. What's the number one DEX? Get exposure to it. You're going to outperform everything else in that ecosystem, including the base layer, for a short period of time. And if you're a savvy investor, you're watching channels like ours, and we're like, hey, like, this is the time to take on a little bit more risk. This is the time to take on more risk and pick the top projects in the trending sectors. Top project in base, as far as DEX, well, that's Aerodrome. Also, has a very strong presence in stablecoins. Stablecoins are moving through base. And I think that the base stablecoin ecosystem is going to 100x. Why? Because Coinbase is partnering with...
We have some Coinbase news.
Coinbase is partnering with credit cards, with banks, and they're going to be the touch point for banking services and credit cards to operate stablecoins. President of the United States, Donald Trump, is coming out and saying, hey, we're creating a stablecoin bill. We just passed it. We're going all in on crypto. Stablecoin, stablecoin, stablecoin. And it's going to move through Coinbase. It's going to move through Base. And so this is probably the first leg, the first rally for Aerodrome of what is going to be a magnificent green candle. I think $20 Aerodrome, 20x from where it is now. Market cap currently, where's market cap on this thing? Market cap
900 million.
900 million, not even $1 billion. I think it becomes a $20 billion, which would put it not even in the top 10 currently. And I think that in totality, the crypto market cap's going to grow significantly. So I would forecast
20 billion probably gets you in the top 25.
I think that exactly. I think 20 billion will get you into the top 25. I would say February next year.
Let's talk about XRP. I'm so bad. I'm so bad. From Eleanor Tourette, just in. A joint dismissal of appeals has been filed by the SEC and Ripple, officially bringing their nearly 5-year legal saga to a close. Gina, can we get a round of applause? Round of applause. Yes. We did it! About damn time.
We did it. It still has to be approved, though, right? By a judge.
Case is over, bro.
But it still has to be approved by a judge, right?
Like, why would the judge say, no, you have to?
They already went down this road.
But it was one side. Now it's both. Now it's both.
But
Rob,
the side that sent it was the SEC.
Rob, if this was some random person, I would. But this is.
I agree. It's going to get passed. But
Very credible person.
I'm just saying
No.
that.
No. It's not a judge's job to say, no, you shouldn't drop the appeal. If both come at the same time and they say, we want to drop the appeal is going to get dropped and the case is over. So,
okay.
Case is over. And then this from Nate Garassi. I believe he co-founder ETF Institute, so pretty plugged in the ETF world. So I think someone had asked him about an XRP ETF, and is BlackRock waiting for the court case, or what does the dual appeal drops? What impact does that have on a potential XRP ETF from BlackRock? Right, because we already have a few from Canary and some other ones, but BlackRock is the daddy, right? What BlackRock wants, BlackRock gets. If BlackRock didn't file for an ETH ETF, we would not have gotten an Ethereum ETF. You can put your bottom dollar on that. We only got the approval and really kicked Gary Gensler in the butt when BlackRock applied for the Bitcoin ETF. So let's just be real here. If BlackRock applies, it's a guaranteed approval, okay? So this is from Nate Grass. Yes, I think BlackRock was waiting to see this before filing for an iShares XRP ETF. This referring to the appeals being dropped by both Ripple and the SEC. I'll own it if I'm wrong. In my opinion, makes zero sense for them to ignore crypto assets beyond Bitcoin and ETH. Otherwise, they're basically saying Bitcoin and ETH are the only ones that will ever have value. So he's betting on that not happening. How big would it be? I mean, we're at a point, Rob, that we believe that there's going to be more ETFs, correct? So not surprising. We're going to get an XRP ETF. But any thoughts on the court case being dropped, finally being over, and then BlackRock filing for that XRP ETF? Do you think BlackRock's strategy, no, I'm throwing a lot of questions out here, but do you think BlackRock's strategy is going to be to just apply for all of them or be very, very selective? Or do you think it's going to take all the money they can?
I don't know about applying for all of them. I think that they're just going to keep pulling the trigger on what makes sense.
So let's go back and forth here. XRP, will they apply for one?
Yeah.
Will they apply for a Cardano one?
Yes.
Will they apply for a BNB one?
No.
No? Solana?
Yes.
Hedera?
Yes.
Chainlink?
Yes.
So which one of the top 25 would you say that they're not? Because right now we're at almost
I think things that are new in the market. I think that things that predominantly have zero to very little presence in the U.S. So Tron, BNB, I would say Hyperliquid, SWE. SWE might get it, but
SWE probably will.
But I don't know if it'll get it from BlackRock. SWE will have an ETF. I'm not worried about that, but I don't know if BlackRock will jump into that. Toncoin, Uniswap, SHIB, those are no goes. Polkadot just keeps falling down this list, man. You got any belief in this thing?
No.
All-time chart here.
0.
Nowhere near all-time highs, previous all-time highs.
Not even the chart. Screw the chart, bro. Screw the chart. There's tons of like Curve. Curve's chart looks like that, but I'd invest in.
No, even Curve's chart doesn't look.
Curve's chart looks like shit. ICB's chart looks like shit.
But out of the top projects, nothing looks like that. I mean, you look at like Chainlink. You know, you look at their chart.
Big Chainlink.
I mean, they're not close to their previous all-time highs, but it's not to the degree that we're seeing out of Polkadot, right? You have what was a $19 Chainlink, or excuse me, what was a $40-something Chainlink?
$50.
Basically, right around $50. We're right around $20. So, you know, it's not anything super crazy far away. In the same, I mean, you look at ETH, you know, you look at its all-time chart. It's back around where it was. XRP's, you know, around its previous all-time highs, slightly higher, but their previous all-time high was back in 2017. And so it's just not performing well, man. Solana all-time, it's pretty close. And so I don't know, man. I've mailed it a while ago, but it's just more of sometimes I write something off and then I'm wrong about it, right? This one I don't think so, man. I think I write off and I think it's off. I don't think it's coming back. You see any way Polkadot gets back into dominance?
No. 0 chance.
ETF doesn't matter.
Nope. Nope. I am 100% sold. Not sold, but I am 100% just punting on Polkadot. I think I have like 5 Polkadot in my Kraken wallet.
You look like you're wearing Polkadot colors right now. It's actually pretty.
It's actually
it's Polkadot colors.
What color is that? It's not pink.
Polkadot.
This is like a weird orange and blue with flowers and stuff. That's a marijuana plant. Anyways, yeah, I'm punting on Polkadot. I have zero desire to hold any Polkadot. 0. Crypto Billy, I love you. I'm sorry. I know Billy's got some Polkadot. Take a peek at this from Glassnode. 120,000 Bitcoin bought at between 112 to 114K, but Glassnode says support's still weak without stronger demand. Let's take a peek at a BTC CHART. That's chart for those of you that can't spell. You're very welcome. Join me next week for another teaching lesson or a spelling lesson if I can get this damn computer to cooperate with me. And computer is not cooperating. Robin, let's take a look at the markets. Fuck, like what is going on?
All right, Bitcoin is rallying. 116.8 moving up. We started the show 116.3, so it's starting to see some healthy movement off of this. What was it? Basically 116 flat. I don't know where Bitcoin's going to end up. By the end of the day, but I do think we go up to that 120 by the week.
Rally or dump this weekend, Robin?
120. We are rallying. I don't see any negative news. I don't see it's an upward trend currently. I mean, look at where it's at on the week, right? So this is coming out of a time where we were under 115,000. We crossed above 115 once and then came right back down. We clearly broke above it. We're in an uptrend. You look at the 1 month, we reversed down from this downtrend, and during this whole month, for essentially, we were trading above 117. So I do think that we get back up to this range, and I think the time is now for a breakout.
I think one more week. One more week.
I think we come in Monday, 121.
No, take a peek. Just take a peek real quick. Okay, so we have weekly flags, right? Lifer talked about it. Forrest talked about it. I think CryptoFace talked about it. What are we seeing here, Rob? We're seeing a big move up and then 4 days of consolidation and a rally. Big move up, 1, 2, 3, 4 days of consolidation. The fifth week. It was a 17% rally. Come up, consolidation, 1, 2, 3, 4. Fifth week, 23% rally. And guess where we are now? We topped out 1, 2, 3, 4 which if it plays out exactly the same way, which I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if it rhymes, at least, 60% of it rhymes, then I think we're going to see the same thing. And so you might see another 25 to 30% rally or 15 to 20% rally.
If it rhymes, you say it 4 times, and it's red and green lines, then
go get some limes and a Corona. Sounds good. We had a long week. We should have a beer together.
Limes and Corona. Can we pop some champagne? We have a lot of things to celebrate.
Where's champagne?
We popped it. We popped it on the last. We'll send. Where's Ashley? Is she busy? No.
She's eating snacks on the clock again.
We're gonna send Ashley to go pick up. So is she 21? Yeah. All right. We're gonna pick Ashley
she's
to
our
go.
Employee. How do you not know she's 21? Yeah, she's 21. Way to know your employees, Rob. Dumbass.
Gina, are you 21?
Gina's. We're not gonna dox Gina's age. I know exactly how old she is, and I know when her birthday is, so I can get her a nice birthday present.
I'm 27.
Okay, there you go. She's 27.
All right. We're going to put Rob's age as a 1 and 2. If you think I am younger than 34 years old, put a 1 in the chat. If you think I'm older than 34 years old, put a 2 in the chat. I want to know, what does Big Rob look like from an aging perspective? 1 for under 34, 2 for over 34. Where do you think I am? This is a good show.
Good luck with that.
2 for over 34. I think you're going to get more ones.
No.
I think you get more ones.
You know what? I feel like I aged dramatically this week alone.
Like those memes.
We have there's multiple businesses that we run now, and it's been a tough one this week. So, a lot of 2s.
It's been fun.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, they think you're over? Old ass mofo.
Yeah, look at all that. See, you know what? You know what's funny? Nobody says anything in the chat all day, and then we talk about my age, and then lo and behold, everyone breaks out the keyboard.
Listen, bro, it's okay.
People are at work. They're taking their 10-minute break, and they're like, hold on.
Listen, man. Have you ever heard that song? Age ain't none but a number. Have you heard that song? Age ain't none but a number?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, there's a song called Age Ain't None But a Number. You are the worst. All right. Let's move on. We're getting a lot of 2s, huh? Everyone thinks you're over? I mean, technically they're not wrong. Did you see what Trump did?
No.
You think there's some sort of 9D chess going on here or what?
9D chess.
Yeah.
You went right past
so
4, 5, 6.
Exactly. That's the point.
7, 8.
Look at this, Rob. This is from the Federal Reserve, okay? With public debt at high levels, some governments have begun to explore financing additional expenditures without raising taxes while also not increasing public debt. One possibility is using proceeds from valuation gains on gold reserves, as has been floated by in the U.S. and Belgium recently. For the U.S., this would involve revaluing the government's 261.5 million troy ounces in gold reserves from a statutory price of $42 to a current market price, which stands at around $3,300. And then on the bottom, as a footnote here, Rob, in the U.S., the idea has come up in the context of helping establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve or sovereign wealth fund. Then we have this. So that was from a post from TFTC. Fed floats the idea of funding a strategic reserve by revaluing gold. One day later, Trump slaps tariffs on Swiss gold, which is home to 70% of the world's refining. So, a lot of people are saying the dude is positioning himself, the Treasury, the Fed, everyone, to take that gold, the proceedings from that gold, and buy Bitcoin with it, because if it stays valued, obviously, I mean, we're not dumb here, $42 per ounce versus $3,300 per ounce. The U.S. is the largest holder of gold.
I still think the U.S. is currently buying gold. And I think the fact that they were secretive or did not want to comment on how much gold, or excuse me, how much Bitcoin they held at a crypto, what was it called? It was like a crypto
Convention. Roundtable.
It was a crypto roundtable where they're discussing everything
The
crypto.
table wasn't even round.
Yeah, but the thing was the whole thing was that they were They were there to talk about crypto and release a report on crypto. You think the very top item, the number one line, it's like saying like, hey, we're going to have a quarterly report, but we're not going to tell you how much money we made. Like, what do you mean? Like, what's the profit margin? Like, we're going to keep
talking about, Willis?
And so if you're going to have a crypto report and you don't even tell the public how much crypto you have, I think right there, that says it all. I think the U.S. has been buying crypto. They've said they've even, what was the guy's, the head of digital assets?
Bo Hines.
Bo Hines. He said.
He's from South Mississippi, Tennessee, Georgia.
He said, we can buy crypto now, and there's nothing stopping us as long as we do it in a way that
budget neutral way.
And he said that like 3 months ago. And so
someone needs to neutralize the budget.
So for me, I think they've been buying. Also, there's been a lot of people. My boy Jason, he said, Big Rob looks young as F.
Wow.
Also, MJ says Rob looks good. So thanks.
Wow, way to pick out the 2 out of the 100 comments that praised your look.
And then
pick a random one. Close your eyes and pick one.
Flat Smack says Gina is easy on the eyes. Oh,
wow.
All right.
Okay. Gina, are you in the market?
Right.
Feel free to not answer if you don't want to.
And then
Bro, my Riz sound won't play. I'm so sad.
Oh, you got a Riz sound?
I'll just do it with my.
You saying my boy Flat Smack got some Riz? I like Flat Smack. He's been around for a while.
It's a very nice thing to say.
Gina,
Thank you.
if you guys ever end up going on some kind of date or something, my boy Flat Smack is a very loyal person. Been with us, watching us for like 3 years.
That's right.
And he's in every
Hell
show,
yeah.
so loyalty is definitely in his blood. Flat Smack, we love you, dog. I don't know what you look like, but I'm sure you're a very handsome, stunning man. Maybe you're not a man. Okay, what are we doing?
Maybe he's like the guy with the bowl cut at the pool.
Oh, the
dude with
boss, the final boss. Where was that, by the way? Was that in Europe?
Dude.
Looks like Europe. Some Euro stuff. Yeah.
It looked like a straight G.
Yeah.
Or a Ninja Turtle, one of the two.
Yeah. Alex wants to know, is that an Omega on your wrist?
My wrist? No, it's Rolex.
No, that's actually a G-Shock. Remember the G-Shocks?
You know I got that Rolex. We got Randy Hipper up in here.
Oh, what's up, MTC? Wait, we don't do that. We say Randy Hipper. What's up, Randy? How are you? Is that the real Randy Hipper?
Oh,
Is that a fake Randy? Is that an impersonator? I don't want to give a shout out to an impersonator. Let's go to the
real one.
It is the real one. Pull up my PC here, girl. Randy Hipper. That is a real one. Randy, nice to see you. Randy was in studio last time she came to Vegas. That was awesome. You know, a lot of people say, yeah, we're going to come to the studio. Yeah. And then they make a lot of excuses. Randy is not one of those people. Randy.
Unless you are in town for Rare Evo. If you're in town for Rare Evo, you better get down here.
Yeah. Also,
you have 4 minutes before our show ends.
Also, I don't like the people that just want to come visit the studio to come on the show to pitch some bullshit.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Very disrespectful.
You know.
But Randy was not one of those people. I'm giving Randy a lot of love.
You know, it's like, could you imagine? Look at it from our perspective.
Yeah.
You come on the show and then you want to like sell your product all of a sudden out of nowhere. You're like, oh, let's talk about decentralized finance. I'm like, cool, yeah, join us. And then all of a sudden you start selling something. Imagine if you invited a friend over and you say, hey, come over for dinner. And they come over and then all of a sudden
They pitch you some MLM.
Yeah, all of a sudden they break out some like, hey, have you thought about getting some new Tupperware? Or like
That actually
I'd be like, get out of my house right now. Out.
I used to be in an MLM before, and I never did that, but I would definitely pick up the phone, call people that I haven't talked to in 5 years. Hey, how's everything going, man? How's it good? Good. Yeah, awesome. Hey, have you thought about XYZ?
I know you probably drink Gatorade, but I do have an electrolyte, fantastic product substitute that works wonders.
You are a horrible salesman. Anyways.
Beautiful salesman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could sell.
Okay, we don't have much time. Randy, are you in Vegas? If you are, hit us up. I think you have one of our numbers. Let's talk about the link. Chainlink. Not the casino, the link, but the Chainlink. We're excited to announce the launch of the Chainlink Reserve, a new upgrade centered on the creation of a strategic on-chain reserve of Link tokens. Mark my words. The strategic reserves are going to be the catalyst for the next bear market, okay? We have a Litecoin strategic reserve. We are going to see now a Chainlink strategic reserve. We're seeing a SWI strategic reserve. ETH, Bitcoin, XRP, you name it, it's going to get out of hand. Everything's going to be overinflated. It's going to be a massive bubble, and it's going to pop. I know it's not some hot take. If you can extrapolate and put 2 and 2 together, you'll probably come to the same conclusion. If you're even a smidge smart up there. Chainlink Reserve is designed to support the long-term growth and sustainability of the Chainlink network by accumulating linked tokens using off-chain revenue from large enterprises that are adopting the Chainlink standard. And I think that's part of the reason why, Rob, prices have gone up so much. Wasn't Link one of the top gainers? Up 20% on the week, 9% on the day, almost that, sitting at $20 for Chainlink. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that, Rob, real quick? And do you agree with my statement?
I think Chainlink is positioning itself as a U.S. like top pick. I don't know if that makes sense. We've seen it in the White House report. I know that they kind of just copy and paste what they got out of, was it Chainalysis or something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, so a lot of visits from Sergey and the White House. He's been present at all of the crypto meetings, or at least all the big headline ones that I've seen. And so hard to dismiss Chainlink as a potential partner with the U.S. I think that there are a couple partners here that you should keep an eye out for. One being Coinbase. Coinbase doesn't have a token, so you could buy the stock. I think it's great investment, on my personal opinion. Not investment advice, but for my own personal portfolio. I think that Chainlink, because it has something that has not rallied tremendously. You look at Chainlink on market cap list, number 14. And so a lot of room to run, nowhere near the size of ETH. And I think it's going to have a lot more market dominance. It's a required piece of the puzzle when it comes to layer 1 smart contracts, which is everything outside of Bitcoin, essentially, for the most part. Powers blockchain. It connects blockchains, and they are going all in on government services and banking. I mean, the only thing they don't have is NFTs.
That's true.
The only thing that they don't represent is NFTs and gaming, what are the two sectors that haven't rallied this cycle?
Gaming, which is never going to rally. Speaking of gaming.
Yeah.
It's official, Rob. May 26, 2026, GTA 6. Can't play it, probably copyright. But yeah, super excited. Also, you know what else I'm excited about? I was looking through my Telegram. You guys know we are, and I'll dim this. Weeks. We're partnered with Weeks, and it's an exchange. Obviously, we feature them a lot on Sistine, but we also have links in here. They're doing a $2 million bonus. Let's take a look. You think it's copyrighted? Yep. $2 million, okay? $2 million. You can win a Bentley. You're going to get your piece of $2 million. And the event starts on the 10th. 10th through the 30th. 10th through the 31st, I believe. And so if you don't have an account, I got it pinned in the top of the comment section. Go join. It's a great exchange. UI, UX is awesome. The liquidity is great. They've been around for a while.
What a better pairing for a Rolex than a Bentley. Like this, I got the Rolex.
You gonna take the challenge and trade or what?
I'm gonna do it.
Do it. All right, we're done. Thank you all very much. You got anything else?
That's it.
Gina, roll the outro. Rolling to the weekend. I don't know what else. I love you guys. Watch that Air video coming out in about 30 minutes. Until next time. Oh, I'll be at Rare Revo at like 2:30, 3 o'clock today. If you run into me, grab me. Well, don't grab me. Just say hi.
Everybody know we here for entertainment and info. Gonna show you how to get that big dough. So every day stay tapped in for big facts, no capping. With Bitcoin, if you're in, then you win. We divide the pie with no fraction. It's Big Rob, David. I split the game, but they gave it. Name the coin that's your favorite. I got dry powder, why save it? To the OGs, new beginners. Special shout out to the well members. Buy a dip, sell winners. Ain't really nothing you can tell sinners. Tune in for the latest new flavors. They gonna teach us mean coins. They polarizing like barbecue chicken pizzas. I laugh with a major grin. Laggers, we trade them in. Baddies, they came to sin. And sinners gon' play to win. Screaming hola till my bags are flowing over. Hold ya to the moon and to the solar. Won't I? Don't be letting FOMO control ya. It's over when the finger tornado close ya.
da, da.